Oh, hello there, friends. Welcome to another video. So today's video is going to be a little bit different again. I've had a lot of questions about my sim racing setup, so I wanted to go over it and also give you kind of my recommendations on, how to get into the e-sport, if you will, how to get into the sim racing community pretty affordably, but like in a good way. So I'm going to give you some recommendations on some gear that I have that I researched and purchased. Go over my rig. And give you kind of my thoughts and kind of the way I went about it. Because getting into sim racing can be pretty daunting, especially for your wallet. It is definitely not cheap. So hopefully I can give you guys a little bit of insight on what I went with. Again, this isn't by any means the be-all, end-all of the best way to go about things, but I'm going to give you kind of my reasoning and my recommendations. So also, guys, in this video, I will be featuring some products that were graciously given to me for review from a couple companies, from BenQ and Next Level Racing. So I'll show those products when we get to them, and just let you guys know again that they were given to me for review, that I didn't purchase them. So just to start off the video, I'm going to explain kind of how I buy a lot of my electronic products. I usually look for like kind of the best price for performance you can get, whether on anything, whether it be graphics cards, monitors, CPUs. Basically, if you look at a graph, I'm going to show a graph here of an example of how a lot of products work, is I try and get to the peak of where for every dollar you spend, you're getting less and less performance. So I want to hit that point right before it starts to level off. So basically, you're getting the best, literally you're getting the best bang for your buck. So as I want to stop at the point for where the more you pay, kind of the less performance you're getting. It's not really diminishing returns. That's not the right term for it. But really, it's just, you're kind of peaking at a price per performance gap. So that's where I try to hit on everything. I'll kind of show a graph here, somewhere over here. That's kind of where my mantra is with buying a lot of electronic stuff. That's why my graphics card was a 1080 at the time. That was like right at that peak of, as you start going to like 1080 Ti's and you start going up, you're not getting as much per performance for every dollar you're spending. So that's kind of my mentality. So I'm going to show you a lot of the products that kind of fit that point there on the graph. Because I wanted to have like really good quality stuff, but I don't want to overpay for things. So it's a really fine line. And then you just got to value what features are good, what features don't you need. I'm very much a needs versus wants things. I have a lot of wants, but there's also a few things where I'm just like, but do I need that certain aspect of product X? No. So yeah, so I have a very practical way of going about buying electronics. And that's how I went about when I bought the sim racing stuff. So let's get into it. Let's get into the first thing you'll be buying, which is your wheel. So here's the wheel I went with, guys. This is a wheel that I purchased. I bought the wheel, the default wheel, as well as those pedals. Came in a box. This is the T300 RS GT edition. So current prices, they kind of fluctuate. I looked it up just recently. This goes for about $374 on Amazon for the wheel, like the whole wheel. Look at the wheel. It'll be a different rim. I have it back here. It'll be a different rim, but then also you get your T3PA pedals. So I went with this wheel. This wheel has been regarded for a long time as a really good entry into sim racing. It's belt driven, so it's not gear driven. The difference between belt driven and gear driven is honestly night and day. I recently had to use a G29 wheel for an endurance race, and please, for the love of God, don't waste your money on that wheel. It is like, it felt like a Fisher-Price wheel compared to this thing. The G29 obviously is a lot cheaper. It's only about $235 at time of recording here. But you're so much better spending the extra $120 or whatever it is, $150 for this wheel and pedals. The difference, even just for the pedals, is night and day, let alone the wheel. So I would stay away from, honestly, just stay far away from any gear-driven wheel. Look for a belt-driven wheel, and this has definitely been kind of the gold standard for entering into sim racing. So recently, I actually did have my one wheelbase crap out on me. After 4 years of hard driving on it, I think the motor just wasn't working properly. So I bought a replacement base. That's how much I love this wheel. I felt I got good use out of it. Honestly, I probably was pushing it a bit too hard with doing some drifting. I love the wheel so much that I just bought another replacement base because it just performs that good, and I still would recommend it. Definitely check it out. So Thrustmaster just came out with another option. I think it's like the TGT, something like that. It's so brand new, it just came out. I'm not sure what the prices are for those. It definitely looks like an awesome wheel, and if it's similarly priced to the T300 RS GT package, that is definitely an option to look into. So this is like, my mentality was like, this is a good starting point. I'm like semi-serious about racing. Like, I want to get started, I want to have something good, I want to be competitive, and this wheel like really, really fits that description. And really good bang for your buck. So now, if you want to kind of go to the next level, I want to look at direct drive wheels. So some of you may say, oh, Ryan, did you hear about that $350 Fanatec direct drive wheel that was just announced that's coming out in the fall? Well, little Johnny, you betcha, I did hear about that. It looks like an awesome wheel for a great price. I'm probably going to be ordering one. Right now, it's really actually hard for me to get Fanatec products in Canada because their distribution network is a dumpster fire. So I haven't been impressed with that, but I'm going to see if I can pick one of those up in the fall. The thing you got to remember is the $350 is only getting you your direct drive base. You're not getting rims, you're not getting a set of pedals. So yes, it is an affordable, probably the most affordable way to get into a direct drive wheel. But you're already going to be into the thousands of dollars range when you're having to buy a wheel rim and then a set of Fanatec compatible pedals. So you're going to be well over the $1,000 mark once you get those two things. So it's a great way to get into direct drive, and that's the route I'm definitely going to go. But for your first wheel, I don't think it's necessary to go that route. If you have the money, by all means, go for it. But if you're just like, hey, I want to spend kind of sub $500 on a wheel, don't look anywhere else. This is your wheel for you. And again, I bought that wheel myself. They did not send me that wheel. So next up, we'll go on to like peripherals in terms of like gear shifters and handbrakes. So I purchased the Thrustmaster, the THA 8A shifter. What's cool about this shifter is currently it's in sequential mode, but you do have a H pattern plate that you can switch it to. I had it in sequential mode because I was doing some rally racing with it. That was my favorite part about that shifter is you can shift it or you can switch it between both modes. So that's really cool. Been happy with the shifter. I think it's definitely better than the G29 shifter for sure. And then to go into anything a little more high quality, you're looking at a pretty scary jump in price. So it's definitely, it's not necessary. I don't think it's at all necessary to have a shifter like this. Your paddle shifters are more than enough on your wheel. And do you agree? Yeah, he's like, yeah, you don't need a shifter. You guys need to give me some dog treats or whatever. Life with a Bernese Mountain Dog. He's got to be just involved in everything. So yeah, that's the shifter I went with. And then instead of getting the Thrustmaster Sparco handbrake, I went with this guy. This is off Amazon actually for about $100 Canadian. This thing is awesome. I have been very happy with this handbrake. Plus, it looks sweet. Just a simple handbrake. It has a little Arduino controller in it. What's nice, it's not just an on-off switch. It is progressive, like linear, I should say. Really good handbrake. You can find a bunch of these on Amazon. It was far cheaper than going with the Thrustmaster Sparco. I'm sure the Sparco one is way better quality. But again, wants versus need, price for performance, this thing does the job and does it quite well. Moving on to, okay, Ryan, I got my wheel. How do I mount it? Well, you can definitely mount it to your desk. That's a great option. You can do that. There are some downsides to it. And what I did is I saved up a few extra pennies, and I went with a Next Level Racing wheel stand. As you can see, it's in collapse mode right now. This thing is fantastic. I recommend getting one. The benefits of this thing are it's so much better than just strapping your wheel to your desk. You have a plate here, straps everything to it. And what's nice is you can adjust the angle of your pedals. When you're done with it, you just fold everything back up, connect it as is, and you can put it away. I would put it away in that corner there, and it gets out of the way. And then when you're ready, just pull it out, plug your USBs and power in, and you're off to the races. Oh, that's a racing pun! But yeah, this is from Next Level Racing. I'll put the current prices here. I think this one was going for like $200 American. For an extra like $50, you can go with their direct drive version, which is essentially basically just that taken from the GT track into this. I would probably actually splurge to spend the extra $50 to get the direct drive version. Everything is going to be much more secure and stiffer, and it's going to just be better overall quality. So I would definitely go with that. This one by no means is bad. I've really enjoyed this. Haven't had any issues with it. Only thing I would say their Next Level is file down some of these edges. They have this rubber piece on here. This thing is super sharp. If this rubber piece comes off, it's a little sharp, a little rough around the edges, but it's super good quality, and I've had it for 4 years and have been very, very happy. So that's a really good way to kind of get your wheel mounted, have some adjustability to it, have some rigidity to it as well. And you can just use your office chair. The downside is you won't have a racing chair. You'll just be using an office chair that might be on caster wheels and might be flying around. I actually took my caster wheels off my office chair so it wouldn't fly around when I was racing, which sucks because then I couldn't really move my chair as easily. So at that point, you're probably going to want to go looking into, if you want to go kind of the next step onwards, which is what I was doing when I was looking at Next Level Racing, this company that I actually purchased this from. We got connected, and they were kind enough to send me this thing. This is the Next Level Racing GT Track Sim Cockpit. This thing is actually pretty affordable in the grand scheme of cockpits. I believe it goes for $999 US. The build quality definitely exceeds that price point. If you look at anybody that's reviewed this thing, you're getting such good bang for your buck and such good build quality. Things I love about this is the seat is this is like a really well-made, high-quality seat. It actually feels like a seat from my Focus RS, like a Recaro, if you will. This seat is awesome. It has a thing under here where it literally just slides back and forth. So tons of adjustability. And apparently some people actually put regular car seats because it's got the same hardware on it. It does have a recline feature on it as well. So awesome. Everything is so rigid on this. The pedals don't move. The wheel doesn't move. This is made for direct drive wheels. So when I do make that upgrade to direct drive, I can do it easily. Also comes with this handbrake and shifter plate here, this adapter. Dude, I'm so happy that I was able to mount this handbrake. Other highlights, it has caster wheels on the bottom. So when you can move this thing in and out, but they're lockable. Biggest thing, they're lockable. And this, she doesn't move at all. It is rock solid when those caster wheels are locked. But yeah, this is definitely a really, really solid option to go to if you're looking at getting to the next level. He's like, can you shut the fuck up with the puns? Would really appreciate it. So other cool things you can do, and why I'm really happy I got this, is this has future expandability aspects to it in terms of you can put Next Level Racing's motion rig onto this. So I know Jeff has that. It looks fun as hell. Would love to get into that someday. As well as their track platforms. So the track platforms we'll move the whole thing side to side, and it simulates losing grip, like lateral grip, and losing traction. So my only downside, my only complaint about this wheel, or sorry, about this sim cockpit, is I'm a bigger guy, so I can fit in the seat okay. It's definitely isn't for me, made for me. It's definitely a me problem. Like, you should lose some weight there, bud. And I'm trying, but I do wish they would have had some other. If I was buying this, I wish they would have had other seat options, like seat sizes, like a medium, large, XL, double XL. Kind of what, and that's why I went with Secret Lab for this wheel. I mean, we're told, or this seat. Kind of, we're on a tangent here, but that's why I went with Secret Lab, is because they have this beautiful seat, and it came in the XL variant. So I fit. It's almost too big for me. Not really though. I fit comfortably in it. So it'd be cool if they did kind of the same model as Secret Lab for their seats, but for this, that's my only complaint. The seat is, again, it's really high quality, super comfortable, but I just wish they had some big boy options. And last, but certainly not least, you're gonna want, how are you gonna display all this good sim racing content? Well, you can. There's really good, like, there's 2 or 3 ways you can go about it. You can go single monitor. You can go like an ultra wide monitor, which is what you see here, and you can go VR. I would suggest right off the bat, try VR. Try VR. It is the most insane, amazing experience to get into a sim racing rig and do VR. It is like, when you do it, you're like, holy shit, I'm in the future. It is so immersive. I think it's my favorite way to race. My only downside to VR is I don't really like doing endurance races with it, because the headset gets hot, you get sweaty, and that's your eyes start to get a little tired being that close. So there are downsides to it. The other option you can go with is this, and I would recommend this monitor to the moon. I'm so blown away by this monitor. Full disclosure, BenQ sent me this monitor. We've worked with BenQ for our products, such as our awesome projector up there and our screen bar. They were able to send me this BenQ EX3415R monitor. This is an 34-inch 1440p ultra-wide monitor. So just to give you guys some specifications, and my favorite things about this monitor is, first off the bat, that is an IPS panel. That is the best part about this monitor. It is a 144 hertz IPS panel. If you don't know what IPS panel is, it is honestly the best panel for color reproduction, viewing angles, and it's just a far superior monitor panel versus your regular TN panels. So in terms of color, brightness, the vividness of all the colors, it's so nice. 144 hertz. You want to go high refresh rate, guys, especially when you're racing. You want to go anything above 60 hertz, whether it's 120 or 144, 165. The higher you go, the better, really, when it comes down to it. So you can unlock all your performance of your GPU, and you squeeze every single frame, because you want every single frame when you're racing. So 144 hertz, plenty enough. My GPU can't even reach that with iRacing. It gets pretty close. The other thing I love about it, 1 millisecond response time. This thing feels so snappy. As soon as I booted it up, I was like, oh my god, I'm in love. It is so snappy, so fast. It's hard to show it on video, but it's awesome for that. The price for this product too is really competitive. You can get this monitor for $999 US, which is for 34-inch ultra wide, very competitive price. And again, guys, I work with BenQ because they're another company that offers so much performance for your price. The build quality on this thing is second to none. It is so good. We'll just go to the back of the monitor here. It is just a fantastically built monitor. I also like that it's not too gamery. There's not LEDs everywhere. It's actually a really sleek looking monitor, and I think that helps the longevity of it. This thing will age quite well. My only complaint with this monitor is it's a 34-inch ultra-wide monitor. For me, I like having as big a field of view as possible. So my only complaint is I wish I had 2 of them or 3 of them. So that's my only complaint. I wish I had maybe another one over here just so I could get that much more expanded view. But going from a single monitor to an ultra-wide, it is night and day. You are unlocking so much more in terms of your side. Like you can see here, this is a replay of our Nürburgring, but you'll be able to see out your left and right windows. You can change your field of view, obviously. I like to have a more forward field of view, more zoomed in so I can see the road ahead. But you definitely are able to see your apexes a bit more with this monitor. So if you're looking at getting the ultra-wide monitor scene, please check out BenQ's EX3415R monitor. Big shout out to BenQ again for sending this to me. I'm absolutely in love with it and have recommended it to all my friends. But again, also try VR, guys. I think VR is really sweet to get into. I would race VR all day, but I've been really getting into endurance races, so this is why I'm so happy I got an ultra wide, and I might be purchasing another one because I want that. I mean, look at this setup. I want like this setup. But for my sim rig, I want a battle station. Yep, so we'll just pan. The virginity layer is looking good. Hey, Farley? Yep. Virginity layer 2.0. Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Hopefully you guys got some insight onto kind of what route to go to with looking at sim racing products and wheels. Again, I think some key takeaways. Stay away from gear-driven wheels, your G29s, your G920s. Look at belt-driven to get into it. You're gonna spend the extra few dollars there. You're gonna be very happy you did. As someone who went down and played with the G29, I will never do that again. I am so in love with this wheel. But yeah, hopefully it gave you some insight onto some products that you could look into with getting into sim racing, and then you can see what I use. So if you come check out the streams, I've been really getting into endurance racing. I've been doing a lot of that with Bugs. Jeff has popped out for a few races as well. So I've been racing with those guys, been racing with the guys at Rumble Butts Racing, and it's been so fun. I'm going to put out another video on my newfound love of endurance racing. It's so fun, and I can explain why I love it so much. But if you want to check out those races, come out to my Twitch. I have one this weekend, actually. We're racing the 24 hours at Spa. I'll be doing 2 or 4 hour stints. Not really sure how long I'm going to be racing for, but we'll stay there as long as I can and stream it so you can watch the boys. But come check it out. It's a lot of fun. Just hang out. Really relaxed. And it's cool to like pop in and pop out and check in on the progress. That's why I like endurance racing. But yeah, guys, thanks again. As always, thanks for watching all my videos. I'm definitely going to try and put out more. It's been super busy at work with my full-time job and been getting kind of a little burnt out with it. So hopefully I'll be able to put out some more videos. This is just YouTube's a side hobby for me. So I really appreciate the patience and the continued support. And we'll put out videos when we can. But yeah, guys, much love to you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and we'll see you for the next video. Maybe a GTA video. Who knows? Oh, bye.